Hi, good morning, everybody. So, just in, Gravel endorses Bernie. Okay, there's some conflict of information going on here. Let's see if we can sort out what is what. Okay, so this morning, August 5th, 2019, the Daily Beast reported Gravel endorses Bernie. And it says here, quote, "We thought a Bernie endorsement would be the best move. Ultimately, we thought it would be more beneficial for the Alaska Democrat to back Sanders because both because he has a better shot at winning the nomination and because of Gabbard's divisiveness among some on the left." End quote. Yeah, for the longest time, I thought it was going to be Tulsi. You hear a lot of things from the Gravel campaign talking about Tulsi, talking about supporting Tulsi and endorsing her. It doesn't appear to be the case. So here's a tweet from yesterday. This is from the Gravel Teens on Twitter, and this was written, quote, "Contrary to some reports, Mike is still discussing his plans for an endorsement with his wife Whitney and will be formally announcing soon within the next week." End quote. Okay, so, I mean, the Daily Beast wrote up an article. My instincts are saying they have an inside source, or they just got the first dibs on the information. I don't think the Daily Beast would print an article like this, prematurely without a source. Generally, people, who print articles have sources, or whether they're anonymous or whatever. It seems pretty speculative that they would print this without any confirmation. The Daily Beast is a pretty big online publication. So I don't think they would go some speculative route where they're just taking jabs or just taking guesses or whatever like that. So, anyways, let's say he is endorsing Bernie. That would make sense on a lot of levels. One level is that Bernie is one of the most progressive candidates in the field. Okay. He also has the greatest shot of beating Donald Trump as far as the polls are concerned among progressive candidates. That's among progressives. I know there's Biden polls, but I don't believe those Biden polls because they're usually taken from people over 50 on landlines who tend to vote for corporate Democrats, right-wing Democrats, and whatnot. So they are skewed. But we know that Bernie Sanders has dominated in almost all 50 states with donations. So that's a better indicator than some skewed poll. But it would make sense for Mike Gravel to endorse Bernie. They seem like, frickin' frack. They seem like a cut off the same block as far as their progressive record is concerned. It makes perfect sense. It would also make sense for Gravel to endorse Tulsi because, once again, their anti-war and their pro-environment records are pretty much the same, and they line up on other issues too. But it says here that Gabbard's divisiveness on the left would keep them away from that. Is Gabbard that divisive? I'm trying to think. Gabbard's fan base is an eclectic bunch of people. You have a lot of right-wingers. You have a lot of MAGA folk. You have a lot of independent voices who are just on the fray. You have a lot of Democrats who are just standard issue establishment Democrats. You do have a collage of a lot of ideas and perceptions and opinions. So there is definitely divisiveness within the within Tulsi Gabbard's base. Okay. And then, there still is some with Tulsi's, just with Democrats. Because a lot of Democrats, establishment Democrats, are actually coming after Tulsi. They're really putting out smear campaigns against her. They say she's a right winger. There's, like I said, there's smear campaigns against Tulsi Gabbard. There have been for months. That's not new information. That's definitely not something new. Okay, so if that has deterred Mike Gravel's campaign from endorsing Tulsi, I guess that is valid to a degree. But Bernie makes sense. If this all washes out in the end that Gravel endorses Bernie, it makes sense. I'm not surprised. 1 + 1 = 2. Okay, that's math. All right. Anyways, what do you think about Gravel potentially endorsing Bernie? Let me know down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and click the bell, please.